Ravan was feeling very restless today. Sitting in the higher world, he was watching people burn his effigies on Dashera. He was okay with the fact that people celebrate his reduction to ashes. People actually wait for the day when they will celebrate the victory of good over evil. After all, he was the epitome of evil, the ultimate villain, a symbol of lust, greed, and selfishness. Ravan had heard many times from all the political leaders how he sacrificed his family, put the interest of his nation below his personal interest. He thought to himself, yes, I did this. I do not deny I did everything that I am blamed for. I kidnapped Sita. I kept her hostage at Ashok Vatika. I kept her away from her husband. I daily instigated her with my proposal for marriage. But I did not touch her. As she said, no. I am not trying to justify my action in any way. But today, I want to point out that she said no and I stayed away. I actually wanted to marry her so that I can make her my queen, give her a life of respect and luxury. Since I requested her daily, but she refused. And I went back to my palace, again returned the next day with the same question. Then why am I the ultimate villain? So Ravan was feeling very, very disturbed. And his hands were slipping from his veena. He was a very fantastic veena player. He could play veena for hours. So he came out of his heavenly abode and he started walking on a seashore. As he was walking, he saw a little girl picking up starfish which had landed on the beach along with the waves and throwing them back in the sea. Now, during this process, sometimes they were biting her, but she continued with her efforts relentlessly. Ravan became very curious. He asked her, "Who are you?" She replied without even looking at him, "My name is Nirbhaya and I symbolize life. You can physically harm me, but not my spirit. These starfishes can bite me, but still, I will still not stop giving them life." Ravan became very curious. I am sure everyone else, you also despise me, you also don't like me because you only see negative aspects of my personality and not the positive changes that I have introduced. My 10 heads are not the symbol of dread. They were symbol of my knowledge of Vedas and Upanishads. I stopped the sacrifice of animals in my society. I was also known as social reformer. And during my rule, my country, Lanka, was known as Golden Lanka, Sone ki Lanka. So, why am I considered to be ultimate evil? Because I forcibly abducted a married woman, but I never touched her. Nirbhaya listened to Ravan patiently, and she just said one thing. A person can do thousands of good things, but if he cannot respect a woman, he does not deserve to live. And that was the day when Ravan realized his mistake and he accepted his defeat. That day, he accepted his punishment and he burned with shame when his effigies were burned. So, my dear friends, we all live in a society which teaches its girls to be safe. They are supposed to be having sixth sense which they can smell any harm coming their way before it actually happens. And God forbid, if something happens, what is our reaction? Don't tell anyone. It brings bad name and shame to the family. And we start blaming the girl for not being extra cautious. And this is the mistake we are continuously doing in life. Instead of telling women to be safe, should we also not teach our boys to respect women? I mean, men must know that even if they possess all the good qualities, if they can't respect a woman for what she stands, then their every achievement is meaningless. So we have to teach men to understand that they come from a woman and the world revolves around women. And when a woman says no, it means no.